This is Tacos Live. Boys, how are you guys doing?
Awesome.
We're doing great. Anytime we get to have tacos with friends, it's a great day.
It's always great. We've got you. We've got a special guest. We've got Jeff. I mean, come on. What are we going to complain? We get, like Jeff says, we get to have tacos. It's all good.
Speaking of tacos, should we get a quick little tacos up?
Little
Nobody.
tacos up.
I think we need
Just tacos up. Hey. That is awesome.
Wow, that's a damn nice taco, Brandon. What is that?
Yeah, Brandon
That's
brings
not your
his A
work,
game, man.
right? I mean, you didn't make that.
No, so today I did breakfast sausage, chopped onion and green peppers, a single egg white, and about 2 ounces of cheese.
Nice. This guy's weighing out his cheese.
Well,
Wow.
we were talking before, the COVID-90 got me, so I got to start watching those calories. So speaking of calories, I'm going to let you guys get in on the show. I will be monitoring the Facebook Live. So as we have the comments, everybody, if you want to ask these guys a question, or if you have a comment about what they're talking about, just put it over there in the live messaging, and I will make sure that I come back and ask these guys what's up. But I will see you guys at the end for a quick little bite. All right.
All right.
Love it.
We'll miss you, Brandon.
I miss him already.
I know. It's really a drag to lose Brandon. Well, we do have a special guest, and Luke, I do not want to butcher your last name. Could you pronounce?
Oh, I already asked him. I know how to say it. It's Sigel.
Sigel. Okay, Luke Sigel from Vernon Company, just amazing company. You might touch a little bit about that, but I love that family business, and Dave Reagan and I just had to chat. Opportunity to chat a few times. So, Luke, why don't you introduce yourself and share a little bit about what you?
Tell us about you, Luke. Give us the details, brother.
Well, I don't know how personal you want me to get, but no, I am Luke Sigel. I live currently in Lenexa, Kansas, just outside of Kansas City. We moved here. My family moved here in the midst of COVID about 3 months ago. Kind of been a roaming nomad in following my wife's career. Started with Vernon. Well, I started in the industry in November of 2006, the day after Thanksgiving. Spent 4.5 years with a small distributor in Manhattan, Kansas. Was looking for a change. Happened upon Vernon. Went up there in the midst of one of the coldest periods of the last 20 years of my life, at least, and spent 8 hours there one day. Had a couple meals. Really enjoyed the people. Knew it was the place that I wanted to continue my career in the industry, and joined there in March of 2011. And I'm very happy with my move there. I've been almost 10 years. They're the screen says that they're a family-owned company, fourth generation family-owned.
Luke, I don't mean to cut you off, but when I read that, I was blown away. I said, Jeff, we have to share this. I mean, I know that people know who Vernon is, and they have a phenomenal reputation. And the fact that they're a fourth generation, and I've met Chris and had a few conversations, and so many great team members at Vernon who truly, genuinely care. But in the quote below, Jeff, check this out. This was on their website, and Vernon is one of less than 30 firms in the U.S. that's over 100 years old, has been continually owned and managed by the same family without interruption, is in the same line of business. I mean, one of less than 30. That's so impressive. That talks about legacy, that builds on so many great characteristics of I think what a great business should be. And so, Luke, I'm sure you could go on and on and on.
Industry. That's in all industries in the country.
Correct. Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
But I joined in 2011, and what I loved about it was, other than just the people and the support that they give all their sales reps, is just the ability to do what I enjoy from anywhere. And that was one of the reasons I made this change, is because I knew my wife was gonna need to move to continue her career. And so we spent 6 years in Nashville. Loved Nashville. We were there for the growing period of time, and it was definitely hard to leave. And then we spent 2 years in State College, Pennsylvania, where she was doing a postdoc after getting her PhD.
Our Penn State fans are going to be happy to hear that.
And then just moved here, moved back to the Kansas, on the Kansas side of Kansas City in Lenexa at the beginning of August. So You know, everybody's kind of went remote. When I moved to Nashville, 95% of my customers were within like an hour, were within the state of Kansas. And so I knew with me moving, it was going to be, it was a little bit scary, but I knew I needed to make a transition to essentially where I live didn't matter. And so now, 11 of my top 12 customers are in 11 different states. So
that's a really important statement, Jeff. Hopefully I'm not cutting you off, but I think one of the things that attracted me to Luke's story was the fact that he was already in preparation from working from home and managing a book of business where he wasn't tied geographically. And so I'm sure have a lot of lessons all of us have learned in the last 6, 7, 8 months that perhaps Luke was already, a few steps ahead of everybody. So I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, Jay, that's exactly where I wanted to go. I'm glad you caught that is, you are perfectly positioned to work in this new kind of remote world. And I think, we all are now forced into that. So excellent.
Yeah. So Luke, what's a tip that you could share with us that keeps you both engaged in your day, but yet keeps you sane, and so you're not losing your mind?
Well,
I am.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, in terms of the buying habits of my customers have changed a little bit. Obviously, I think goes without saying. But other than that, my daily work processes, working from home, nothing has changed other than I don't get a leave for 3 or 4 days a month to go see customers and I enjoy traveling. And so that's been rough. But other than that, I don't know, maybe I'm just a person that I don't mind working from home. Early on, it was, you go see customers, you spend a lot of your time on the road, and for me, when I switched to that, what I realized was I didn't have a 30-minute commute one way. I wasn't wasting 5 hours of my day traveling. And so you can be way more efficient working from home if you can build in that discipline to make yourself do what you need to do. And I'm far more efficient. I mean, I can get as much done in a 4-hour day as, if you're hitting the road and spending a lot of time traveling, so I just see a lot more efficient way to do business.
Well said.
Obviously personal relationships and in-person meetings, mean something. So you have to do a lot to establish those relationships and continue to build those relationships that aren't face-to-face.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that exact question. So it's a perfect transition. I think it's really critical that we make sure our viewers, our listeners, and those that, our parents, my parents at least watch, because, but to share, what is it that helps you bridge that gap now? And you said relationships. And I asked you before we jumped on live, like Luke, what's your secret sauce? So share a tip or an idea or a strategy for how to build these relationships in a virtual way. What are you doing that's working?
Well, I've been doing this for what, since 2006. So almost 14 years now, almost 15 years. I've yet to have a customer or a buyer whose sole job was to buy promotional products. 95% of the time, it is a thing they have to do. You don't want to do it. You have to do it. It's a necessary evil for a lot of buyers. It's something. So my belief is I need to make their job as easy as possible, so they trust me to help them get the job done, be reliable, and it's something they don't really have to think about. And that's how you build a relationship with somebody who, if it's not their main focus within their job task, which, like I said, I've not had a customer yet where it's their sole job task. So it's if I can make their life easier, they're going to appreciate that. They're going to trust me, and I'm going to be able to help them get their job done and make them look great to their boss or their customers or their team. And so it's all about building that trust, but you do that through making their job easier, their life easier. So it's not something they have to worry about. That's to me is the best way to build a relationship, be reliable, deliver on time, but really just make their life easier.
Well said.
Right. Excellent.
Make it easy for them to buy, build that relationship, build that trust.
Nobody loves Amazon because of Amazon, the brand. They love Amazon because it makes their life easier. And, if you aren't going to do that through digital means or making it a really quick 3-step process, you have to do that through some way. And that's through just making their life easier. and taking care of the responsibility that they can put on you and you can take care of for them.
That's great. Well, listen, we're going to transition to some of the work that you've done, which is awesome and epic in so many ways. And I know Vernon would love to have this commercial, talk all about them and how awesome they are, and, all the support that they bring and all of the, the balance, and they do. And I don't want to make light of that, but this isn't the place. So we're glad that you're affiliated and work with Vernon. I know that you're proud of that. You should be proud of that. So let's transition.
Hey, before we drop past this, I love.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I love the slogan, "Get your brand on."
Yeah, that is good.
Because that does tie to our show, brand, and it's the tagline.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's perfect.
Okay, let's move on now.
Segue. Great work, Jeff. You're the jelly to my peanut butter. It's why you're the carne asada to my taco. Yeah, we got to make sure this is on the right brand.
Sauce for the taco. I don't know. Whatever.
All right, moving right along, folks. As you can see, Luke has had some excellent work here. I thought this was, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me the story, Luke. I don't know if this is stock work, custom work. You're welcome to name drop the supplier if you had some help. But I just love to hear you tell us a little bit about this story and this project.
Yeah, this is a product for one of my customers, Brooks. I'm a big runner, so I was able to, from Kansas and then Nashville, I've had a great relationship with Brooks, the shoe company, there in Seattle, Washington, and running is a big passion of mine. So when I started working with them, it was really great. I love running in the Brooks Adrenaline. But this was a kind of a hybrid stock and custom. So the product is from HIT, who is I find to be a great supplier, obviously in their market, of the promotional product supplier space. So this was a heathered tote bag. The customer was looking for something. They needed initial round quickly. So we went with a stock bag. The product had a patch on it. And so we printed the logo. You could also deboss. It's been a few years since we did this product, but I can't remember if the initial order may have just had a debossed patch. But the customer wanted a much larger quantity. So we took what the stock product was from HIT, and we went with a custom overseas bag. So we printed the logo. They also wanted a longer bag strap. So we worked with them on for custom overseas to extend the length of the strap. I think it was like maybe 12 inches, and we went up to 22 inches. So it was more of a carry tote as opposed to a smaller handle. And then they also wanted to brand the logo, find your happy pace. Obviously a play off of find your happy place, pace being related to running. And so they do a great job of creativity, and I was able to help them deliver a bag that their people loved. We did a couple reorders, but it was a great opportunity to brand the customer's logo, get a product in the hands of their team or as well as their customers, and brand their slogan that they were working from at that time, as well as just their brand.
Yeah, Jeff, you're the resident runner. What do you think?
Well, I am the resident crawler. I'm running slower and less distance, but you can see. Look, I have my.
He's got some hardware in the back.
I got some hardware, but I don't want to get too off on the topic of running, other than to say it really has changed my life. And I guess we could throw a plug into fitness, walking, anything you can do, because I had a fused ankle, and I was a cripple most of my life. I got my ankle fused, and then I started running. I've actually accomplished things I never could. But what I do want to touch on here is this idea of custom, and that just relating to just all distributors and all the people that are watching the show is, don't be afraid to work with your suppliers on custom and doing something that's a little bit different. I particularly think that in this marketplace right now, and Luke can attest to this, is that if you can bring some additional ideas and deliver a unique product to the client, you're a winner for them. And like you said earlier on, Luke, you want to make things easy for them and be a hero, but you could also partner with your suppliers to help create those things, whether it's this project, I know you've done others as well. So, that might be a takeaway for people. Like, you don't just have to always go out of the catalog. You can look for other opportunities that make you more valuable.
Yeah, and that's where you can set yourself apart, is being able to take a product that is, and custom is not always built from scratch, 100% unique. We took a bag that was what they liked. They liked the design. Our suppliers are great at providing us what the trends and the top type of products are. So you don't have to come up with something that's completely unique, which I will talk about with something else I did here soon. But you can take a product that is stock and make it custom to fit what the customer wants. I'm not a believer in, if they want something different, you say no. Now, granted, with custom, you typically, this is changing too with some industry suppliers, but typically you need larger quantities, so that always helps to be able to do something fully custom and go overseas or just custom domestically. But you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be 100% unique. You can take a product that a supplier has created that looks fantastic and then customize it and deliver something that the customer wants with just a small change that otherwise is not deliverable.
Yeah, that was a brilliant move on your part, and I'm sure you got some support through your network at Vernon, and nice shout out to HIT. Jeff, we like to say we go where the tacos take us. So if HIT gets a shout out, then HIT Promotions gets a shout out. It is what it is, and I'm sure that you had a lot of good times working with those folks over there too. Their attention to detail, and as you said, making some small modifications to customize or personalize something that routinely would be considered stock, but you guys made it something special. I want to transition, Luke, to the next slide, which is some more epic work on your part. And so let's share that now, because this is something that we don't get to see every day. Not that we don't get to see awesome headwear every day, because as you can see, I like to sport my caps. But the fact that you did something a little original with this piece, so I'm gonna let you tell again. Tell us the story, set the stage. Why is this fun, unique, and special to you?
Yeah, so this is a product that I created from scratch, and I am the creator of what at the time I called the Quick Pick hat, and it's been a work in progress, but I have 2 patents on this product. We moved to Nashville in June of 2012, and I wanted a way to get into the music industry, and I do not have any musical talent whatsoever. Absolutely none.
Well, you're a good listener. See, so there's 2 sides of the equation, Luke. Those of us who can't play, we're good listeners.
But I'm also have a claim to fame that I've never owned a CD in my life, or I've never bought a CD in my life. I've had one music download player, and I found it about 8 years ago that I got from college, my college graduation, and it had 2 songs on it. One of which was "Eye of the Tiger," and so I got it. And I never listen to music. I never listen to music when I run. I'll listen to some podcasts, but so I'm not actually a great listener of music. But I block off of Music Row, and I thought, well, I'm in Nashville. I want to grow my business. I should probably figure out a way to get my foot in the door with the music industry. And so I love selling custom hats. It allowed you to be creative. And one night I was laying in bed and I thought of the idea of well, they have these golf hats with with a ball marker on it. Why isn't there something like that where you could put a guitar pick in? And I don't play guitar, so I don't know where this came from actually. But I came up and I started working with the Vernon Custom Headwear team, and we did some spec samples and some creative stuff to see if there was a way to build a pocket into the visor of a cap where you could slide a pick, and I have the hat here.
Nice.
But you slide the pick in, and then when you're wearing it, you just pull the pick out, and then you can just slide the pick back in. So I went through the process of getting a patent. I have a designed a utility patent for that. Worked with a lot of music related companies, bands, and it did pretty well. If nothing else, it got me to open the door to some relationships there because
that's super original. Good on you, Luke.
And so that was something that was 100% unique. It took me about a year and a half. My patent attorneys did a great job of helping me navigate that space. I mean, it's not obviously a name brand in terms of that. I license it out to some distributors now who do some great work with some major brands in the music space.
Jeff, how cool is that? It's custom. It's unique. It's
Well, I think it's really cool, and headwear is, well, you would be the headwear expert. By the way, yeah, look at that branding right there. I mean, I think we ought to trademark that whatever that thing you stuck on your hat.
Maybe we
it's a
can come
sticker.
up with a way to design a hat where you can slide a taco into the edge of the visor.
I have laid awake at night wondering if I could create a little attachment that would hold my taco, like, you know.
There you go.
Maybe I know a guy now. I can say I know a guy who knows a lot about custom headwear and how to get patents on creative approaches. So, Luke, don't be surprised if, you know, a little later we'll hook up.
Let me know.
That's so cool. I love the idea. I love the originality, Luke. I love the fact that you saw an opportunity. Listen, you don't have to be the lead singer in a country music band to appreciate great music. You also don't even have to really understand that market, but you were curious. And you didn't just, you know, go in with the same old. You were looking for a way to be different, to differentiate yourself, to have that special, unique quality. And if it's not always in you, which it is in your case, but it can sometimes be in the product that you have, something that's different that they haven't seen. And in this case, man, let me take one more look at this hat, because I love the attention to detail, how it looks worn on purpose, and yet at the same time, it's got that little pick pocket. So one more time, what's the name of the product? I just want to make sure I say it correctly.
Well, originally it was the quick pick hat. It's kind of the pick hat. I'm not doing a whole lot in the, it's one of the things I thought, oh, you just list the product online, it'll sell. That's what you do. It's really simple. That's not the case. So what I've started doing is I worked with, I've licensed the technology directly to some distributors that have some music related customers. And so if somebody is interested in or has a customer that would be interested in that, they can just contact me directly. I don't have a huge online business. For a while I did, but it's kind of what I call the pick hat.
Gotcha. Hat. I think every supplier that's listened to this was laughing and shaking their head when you said, yeah, you can't just list the product and expect it to sell.
No, I mean, that's again, if you are an SEO online genius, you can do that. And but it's not a simple thing. You have to be able to know what you're doing. And I didn't know what I was doing. And it was just not an easy process. And so the licensing route has been very good. I have some great relationships with distributors that sell it directly and just
very cool
work with me. And so that's been a big benefit. But more than anything, it opened doors for me.
That's what I was just going to say. You must have had some great conversations because you had such an original product.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. All right. Well, let's fast forward. We're running out of time. We've got one more slide to share, which is awesome in every way because it's all about awards. It's all about recognition. It's about custom. It's about attention to detail. And so tell us a little bit about this story and what this represents, Luke.
Yeah, so I actually work with a PR and agency firm that brings big projects to me to work with them and partner with them. And so this was one of their customers that was celebrating the completion of a press. And so this was to me, this was a very unique, apparently this is something that a lot of people do. It was new to me. But that little silver piece is one of the products that this company manufactured. And so that's their product they manufactured. And what they were looking for was a way to reward or recognize their team and their company for completing a new press that they were completing on their facilities. And so what they wanted was a way to that little silver cube in there to commemorate it and as a product. And so we took it and we put it in an acrylic cube, put the celebration, the customer's logo is on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I work with an agency, so I don't want to talk about their customer, but and then we did a combo with a lapel pin to give to every employee as well. So we did a lot of those cubes, and what was unique about it, and I had never placed an item. I knew you could do. I'd done acrylic products before, but I had never taken a customer's product,
mm-hmm.
sent it to the supplier to insert within that cube,
mm-hmm.
and then build the product around a product that they gave us to add to it. And it came with some challenges.
Yeah.
They had to sand that cube down to work, because if you just put it in acrylic and it's rough, it's going to crack. And so it was a challenge. So they had to send us quite a few extras, so that because if one wasn't sanded down, perfectly, it could crack. And so Then we did a lapel pin, and they gave that out at the event, commemorating the launch of their new press. And so it was, to me, it was a really fun product, simply because, again, it was custom. This was actually a custom product that's fully custom, based in the United States. Everything was USA made, and but it was
Cool.
custom but USA made. And so that to me, that was a really fun project, because, again, it was, we sell a lot of pins, basic items, hats, items that are stock product. So when you get to do something that's unique and different, and solve a customer's problem, and make it, again, easy on that customer, it's always fun to be a good partner and deliver them something that they can be excited about.
Well, I think the message here, again, to everybody that's watching, is you can think outside the box and look at these opportunities to do custom work. And there are many, many great suppliers, and we featured some of them on past shows here, where these consistently, a lot of custom work is being shown, and we're excited, Luke, to have you share this type of thing, because we want to just hammer home the point that, particularly now, the distributors that are able to move outside the box with ideas and being able to do stuff beyond the stuff. Like you say, you're still selling, the basic promo items, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of the clients are very comfortable going to the big online sources, which, go nameless. We all know who they are, just because, I just need a, mug or pen or whatever that happens to be. But today's successful distributor like you is going to be able to move past just the stuff and provide these more custom solutions. Now, granted, the distributor has to be willing to go get outside the box and go, look for those opportunities, but that's what you're going to have to do right now in today's marketplace, because it's just about the commodity. I think the commodity people will be more challenged now in this marketplace and going forward. And so now is the time for the distributors to step up and be more relevant and valuable to their customers. They might, Luke, I have this question to ask. Did the customer ask about doing that? How did that idea to embed that come about?
Yeah, absolutely. So my answer typically is yes. Let me help you figure out a way to do what you want to do. So I did not, obviously I didn't know about the product that they wanted to put in the cube. That was simply something that they brought and said, hey, here's what they're thinking. Can we do this? And so at the time, my answer was yes, but I had no idea how or who could do that. So that's, again, where I rely on, this is quickly going back, but you guys asked me about my logo, and I'm a Vernon sales rep. I don't work with a team around me. It's just me as an individual, but Vernon has a great product team, a great orders team, a great leadership team that allows me to do what I enjoy doing, and that's selling. And so I simply went to our research team and said, hey, do you know of anybody that does this? And they said, yeah, here's a couple people that have done items similar to that. So I reached out to that supplier from there. I mean, I had never worked with a supplier. I'd never heard of the supplier. And so I contacted them, and they said, yep, let's figure out a way to do it. Can they send us a sample? So we shipped them that sample, and they said, yeah, we can absolutely do this. So that was not me going, oh, hey, we should do this. This was me simply taking an idea that the customer had and delivering the product that they wanted. But that when they would ask me initially, I had no idea how I was going to do that. It wasn't something that I had ever heard of or done. But
I think
find a way to get it done for them.
Luke, I think it's an important distinction. Sometimes we're in this position of, and we've exhibited this, and you've displayed this today. Sometimes you're in the position of being the creative person and coming up with the idea. And other times you're in the position of being almost like the director. You have to execute somebody else's creative idea and then bring it to life. So, hey, nothing wrong with giving a shout out to Vernon, who helped you, put some of those pieces together. For sure, that's obviously what attracts you and so many others to great groups like Vernon. But I love the fact that you're being real and vulnerable and saying, hey, sometimes I'm the creative guy, and oftentimes I'm not. I just have to make it work. But I really want to stress this point, Jeff. It just jumped out at me, and I've been thinking about this for a while. I do not think that the promotional product industry and the apparel decoration industry can continue to compete on research alone. You have to be more and have to have more in your toolbox than just the ability to go search and find the thing. And sometimes that's the first step. I get that. But I think we have to be more than that to our clients. I think we have to push ourselves through great branding, through epic packaging, through fulfillment, surround it with a purpose, and do some of the creative work like what Luke displayed. That pick and a cap. How did nobody think about that? That's brilliant. That's genius. And then there you were in Nashville trying to just do your thing and be different. So I tip my cap to you, sir, for being inquisitive and willing to take the risk and to go for it. I mean, that's part of your secret sauce. That's your hot on the taco moment right there.
Yeah, and you also just have to be willing to figure out the answers, and that nobody expects you to know everything, especially because there's always things changing in this industry. But you just have to be able to go find the answers that you need to find and figure out a way to get that. Basically,
well, listen, the embedment product was great. We had our friend Kate Plummer on a while back, and she was awesome and shared some creative work. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, I feel almost like I know about this now. Like I'm in the inner circle of cool kids. But you know, that's just the way I like to pretend. But guess what? I see Brendan. So you know what that means. You know what that means.
The plug's getting pulled. The tacos.
The life of the party's here. No, Jeff. No.
Oh no, this is fantastic. I wanted to come in and just give my props to Luke as well too. One of the hardest things in this industry. In fact, this morning on the walk on the boardwalk here in Austin, Texas with my girlfriend, I was literally talking about that with her, about distributors needing to be not only the creative, but also willing to be able to step back and listen to their customer and listen to their creative and then make it happen with the knowledge of the products that are available. So many distributors out there get so jaded in this industry, getting stuck on one set of products. But if you've got that open mind and you've got that ability to be able to listen to your customer and find the right product, or in your case, Luke, congratulations, create the product for them. That is fantastic. So good on you, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, any questions, Brandon? Anything that do we have any? Did anybody watch this? First of all, you never know.
Well, actually, we reached just under 200 people, and people are still watching. I did share this over to the Promotional Products Professionals page. So in the future, if you ever want to watch it, I will always share it to that page as well. We do have a couple of comments here. Looks like Ellie from Logo Jojo had a pretty funny comment in here. You picked a great guy to interview today.
Oh, that's punny.
Okay, so since Ellie, popped in, let me just say right here, I have Logo Jojo coffee. So
fantastic.
Good and good on Ellie for jumping in.
That's funny.
Well, we have one more major thing to do, and then we will wrap this thing up. What do you say, boys?
Taco time?
One more thing. It is taco time.
Is it taco time?
I think it is. Always taco time. What are you talking about, Brendan? You know that.
Well, tacos up. Cheers to you.
Tacos
Thank
up.
you so
Cheers.
much, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. Awesome show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Luke.
Ooh, still crunchy. Woo.
Delicious.
Best part of the show, right?
Is me trying to swallow so I can end it.
Or we do it at the end.
No kidding.
Sort of.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do check us out again on the 2nd and the 4th Tuesdays live at Promo Corner. Jay and Jeff put this work in every week. So make sure that you're following them over. Actually, Jeff, where else can they watch it? Where do you guys post
so
this?
we're putting all these videos on freepromotips.com. Amazingly, in the video section, it's Tacos with Jay and Jeff, and that features our live shows on Promo Corner, which we're so blessed to be able to do and share with this audience, and then our recorded shows. So every other week we're live, and then we do our recorded show, and so they're all there, and then we put them on our Free Promo Tips Facebook page and everywhere, really, and they're just out there. So
Perfect.
thanks. And everybody, by the way, when you watch them, you can just grab a taco, don't just watch it. You got to go grab a taco and watch it, just join in and it's all good.
That's awesome. Luke, again, thank you so much, man. Is there any last little thing you want to say?
I think I've said all I need to say.
There it is.
Great
Awesome,
having
you guys.
on the show. I appreciate the invitation.
That's
You're
awesome.
welcome. Thanks
Thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much. Yep. And we will see you guys on the next Tacos Live.